Thank you for joining me. So, I've mentioned before that I grew up Lutheran, and at some point in the Lutheran Church, there was a merger between, I think it was the ACL and the ELCA, or there was a merger amongst the Lutheran Church. And so, because I traveled a lot, I would go to churches in different cities when I was traveling. And so, I recognized something. And often I will use that term Americanized Christianity. And so, what I want to do here is kind of tell you what I recognized when I would travel at other churches. So, let's say I'm going to the Lutheran Church in Wichita, and then the Lutheran Church of Pensacola, and then the Lutheran Church of Cincinnati, as an example. Well, if you are of the same denomination, usually I call them denominations, but if you're of the same denomination, what I realized was that little insert that they got every week, it was identical. It had the first and second lesson, and then it had a gospel passage. Now, I'm sure this was probably easier for the pastors if every Lutheran church of Pensacola, of Wichita, etc., if they all were on the same first and second lesson and then a gospel passage. But there was an order to the service with a first and second lesson that was read and a gospel passage. And when I recognized this from going to other churches, that this is the same insert, of course, the outside of the bulletin was different because it talked about so and so had an anniversary party and so had a baby and so is graduating and etc. And it had all the information about the congregation, but the inside portion was the same. And I remember thinking how interesting that is, because what if God wanted to speak to the pastor about something else? What if there should be a different first and second lesson or a different gospel passage? So oftentimes, I say that Americanized Christianity because I think that the way in which we approach our faith, the way we approach our process of religion, of worshiping, it's all sometimes very much the same as in these bulletins inserts that are the same in all of the Lutheran congregations across the country. So in Titus 1, verse 9, it says this, and it's talking about the appointment of elders. He must have a firm grasp of the word that is trustworthy in accordance with the teaching, so that he may be able to both preach with sound doctrine and to refute those who contradict it. Now, I'm not saying, of course, every week these things weren't sound. That's not what I'm saying. What I am saying is, how inspired can somebody be by God if the denomination is saying, this is the first lesson, this is the second lesson, and this is the gospel passage. And of course, the sermons were different, but the rest of it was the same. I remember one time there was a radio show, and it was a pastor who had this radio show, and I remember him saying, so after I watched Saturday Night Live, I was writing my sermon for Sunday morning, and I thought, wow, that is so not inspired. Unless you had it mulling around in your head all week, but I doubt that you're getting very inspired after watching Saturday Night Live. And then you've got to deliver a sermon in a few hours to your congregation. So when I say Americanized Christianity, it's because we here in America, we think that everything in the Bible is about us, and we want it easy. We don't want to be convicted of our sin. We certainly want it to be within that time frame, because I've got to get home, there's a sporting event on, or there's a great sale, or I've got this appointment that I need to get to. So come on, pastor, hurry it up. You went 3 minutes too long and I don't have 3 minutes. And so I think our Americanized version of Christianity is not really the way that it was ever designed to be. So just something that I wanted to share with all of you today. Armor up, we ride at dawn. May God bless you as always. Have a great day.